Dumelang, good morning, and welcome to this week's episode of Re Tsene with Pretoria Psychologists. We are now in the month of September, a month of a new season, the season of spring, and I'm sure for most of us we're probably excited for the warm weather, and we probably feel more hopeful and more positive energy during this time. Now, what I want to talk about today is seasonal change and how the changes in season can have an effect on our mental health. Now, as seasons change and as we embrace the new season of spring and the new month of September, a lot of us might feel a renewed sense of hope. Some may be getting to experience a bit more positive energy than usual. And for most of us, it could also mean some new exciting projects or things that we were not able to do in the previous season that we can now embark on. However, it is also important to become aware that with changing seasons, we could also have some negative changes that affect our mental health. So I want to talk a little bit about SAD, which is seasonal affective disorder. Now, SAD is characterized by feelings of depression, and usually it would occur at the same time of the year. Now, this would be more so for people whom, for the specific time of the year, it could be an anniversary of a significant life event that happened to you or a major loss that you have experienced. Now, for instance, if this is a month where you lost a loved one or you lost a relationship that was meaningful, a job, or any other significant experience that you've had in your life, then it might be a big contributing factor to your seasonal affective disorder. This could lead you to feelings of hopelessness, of being drained, and also of feeling a lot of negative emotions and having quite a lot of struggles with maintaining a good mental state. Now, this is perfectly normal, and as I talk about this today, I would like us to be conscious of some of the signs and symptoms that could make us realize that this is what you might be experiencing. Now, it is common that if you are going through SAD, that you would experience feelings very similar to depression, such as struggling with your sleep, also feeling lethargic and loss of energy, and just not an excitement to continue with your life as it is. It is important to become conscious of this so that you can take meaningful steps towards addressing it and towards getting support and the help that you need. Now, one of the other things that could be a negative contributing factor to our mental health as seasons change is the pressure to keep up. Now, we know that when the year starts, usually we would make resolutions and start projects and do a lot of things that we set out in our goals and our plans. And now with the new season coming, you might be at a point of realization where you feel like you have not accomplished everything that you wanted to do, or that you have not reached the targets that you had set for yourself. Now, that pressure could also be a big contributing factor in terms of us feeling sad as the new season comes, because we might feel that we have run out of time and we have not yet done everything that we wanted to do. So today, I just want to share a few tips or a few ideas on things that we can do to help us that even though seasons are changing, that we can try and maintain a healthy state of mind and to also remain functional in our day-to-day life activities. Now, one of the things that I have found helpful in trying to maintain a healthy mental state is self-care. Now, it is important that as the season is changing and as you realize that you might be going towards a downer more than a positive spirit, then it is important to maintain a regular care of yourself. Now, this could be in the form of maintaining consistency when it comes to your sleeping patterns, because when our bodies are not resting, then it can also drain us a lot. It is also important to introduce new habits that can positively contribute to your wellness, such as exercising. Doesn't even have to be vigorous exercise, like going for walks, eating healthy, and drinking plenty of water. When our bodies are physically taken care of, it also helps us that in our minds and in our spirits to feel uplifted and to feel sort of in control of the direction that our lives are taking. It is also important to note that usually when we are experiencing SAD or when we are experiencing negative emotions towards the changing season, it could also lead you to withdrawal from social settings. We might tend to withdraw from family, to withdraw from friends, or even social events because of the pressure that it might be adding into our lives. So it is important that as we become aware of this realization, that we also put up boundaries for ourselves for the things that could lead us into a point of hopelessness and depression. Now, for instance, for most people during the spring season, now we start having our family gatherings, we start looking forward to Christmas holidays and things like that. If those are things that contribute to you being depressed and not feeling well, then it is okay for you to put up boundaries against those areas, so that you don't find yourself subjected to the stress, which in turn will lead you to not feeling good about yourself. I find it also useful that sometimes when we are not feeling up to speed, to introduce new traditions and new cultures in our lives. I mean, for some people, spring is a time of going wild and going to every party and going to every spring break, whereas for you, it might be a time when now you need some rest. So introduce new habits in your life that will help you to be in a space that will be meaningful to you and that will positively contribute to your well-being. This could include things such as dates that you go on with yourself or with a loved one that you know offers good emotional support that you need. It could also be things like reading a book that energizes you, or it could even be buying yourself something new or doing things that will make you excited and that will give you renewed energy and help you to remain positive. So let us also remember that pressure is real. So it is also important to say that don't succumb to the pressure around you, but know what will work for you and stick to that. Now, as we embrace this new season, for some of us, we might also be feeling a renewed sense of hopefulness and energy, maybe to pursue things that we were not able to pursue before. So I hope that you will be encouraged to go on with those goals and to set a pace for yourself that you can keep up with, and to applaud yourself for the things that you have reached so far. Oftentimes we want to look at the things that we're not able to do and focus too much energy on the negative things that have happened. But I also say that as the new season comes, also embrace the new good things that you have experienced. I mean, for instance, for some of you at this point, you had been at school, you've been writing tests, you might be approaching exam time soon. Applaud yourself for making it to this point. Also, with a lot of changes and flexibilities due to the pandemic and things always not being certain, we have not been able to plan too much for the long term. So being here could also be something to be thankful for, that regardless of all the changes that we have been experiencing in our lives, that we can have another opportunity to experience this new season of spring, and that as the season changes, that we will also change for the better. So please, if you are struggling, or if you really feel like you are experiencing symptoms of sad and that you want to reach out for help, do contact Pretoria Psychologists and get the help that you need. There is definitely no shame in seeking help, and also don't get too caught up in the hype and neglect to look after yourself. So let us manage our health, and let us also continue to do the things that will uplift us as individuals. And always remember, we are only human, and each and every one of us every now and then needs a little help or a shoulder to cry on. I hope that you will have a great week, and that this video will help you to put some things into perspective and to introduce new things in your life that will contribute positively to your well-being. Stay safe, and thank you for watching.